hauled over a bunch of people, and I'm like, oh.
You don't have to share all of this, friends. Okay.
Yeah, you stop at the club.
No, but turns out I was scared, and they were all enamored by it was the Halo 3 custom Xbox 360 before it had been released to the public, and all they wanted to do was check it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're going to go back one slide because I need to do one shout out and go to the slides. So, Epic LAN Party. the very fresh-faced gentleman on the right side of the image is Kevin Paul, aka KP.
Kindergarten Paul.
He is a producer on my team who is the producer for this event on the 343 side.
Yep.
So I want to give out a shout out to KP because he's amazing. He's helped make all of this happen. Before he got commandeered onto this event, he was also the producer for Waypoint and all of our ecosystem pieces.
And to almost 2 decades of HBO community person as well. Like he's one of the first major community people I met outside of Claude. So
in case you wonder, like whether or not the folks that really help put these and make events like these happen are like real Halo fans.
Yes,
we've got picture proof of
KP now has
fresh-faced folks. Speaking of fresh-faced folks, which is really hard, by the way, to say. Say that to yourself, please not out loud, because there might be kids. But yeah. What is that?
Frank is so concerned in this picture. Like, he is seriously...
I'm like, is that rooster gonna attack those teeth?
I feel like it's a conversation actually happening between them, actually.
I don't know what's on your mind right there, Frank?
You're saying this is what the community is like, and I'm like, I'm not sure about this at all.
All right, we have 5 minutes, because we need Q&A
I know,
time.
we've got, like, this is the problem, we've got so much
we got 3 minutes
to talk about.
Yeah, let's get to that.
Like, it's pretty crazy. We think about memories, but I know that, like, some of you guys are wanting to know, like, well, what stuff that's coming up, right?
Yeah! Give it to me!
I know. I'm going to try to ask good questions.
We're just going to make
exactly. Now, obviously, we talked real recently about the Master Chief Collection. By the way, super snazzy new Viz ID right here is what we call that. And the helmet is finally green.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. That is applause worthy, a green helmet on the Master Chief Collection.
The logo is gold, that means it's special.
Yep, special. It's like Game of the Year edition,
kind of
which all the games get. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Strange. We're on this guy. And neat thing about Halo Reach is not only is it coming to console, it's coming to PC.
I just want to say something. So you'll play the PC version, which is amazing. 60 frames a second, hella resolution, like a million resolution.
Millions.
But playing the PC version with modern aiming on the controller, like we're so busy talking about mouse and keyboard because it's new.
Yeah.
But playing it on a controller, and this is true on Xbox obviously as well, it's at 60 frames a second. It's like what Reach was always there under the skin. It's really, I think, a special experience to feel that. So.
And then
today, by the way.
We talked at length, at a panel earlier and online a lot about getting you guys involved in what we're doing and your feedback and thoughts and opinions on the future of Halo. A great way to do that is the Halo Insider program. So if you're interested in getting your voice heard for the future of Halo, and that's not just with games, but that's for all sorts of ways that Halo reaches everyone around the world, make sure you go to haloinsider.com. And we also have a thing that's like a TV show thing. Like Kiki, like we've had a long history actually by now, which is crazy, with what we call linear media, which is like TV stuff, animated, live action, things like that. I mean, some of my actually favorite moments in Halo to watch are things like Halo Legends. Any Halo Legends fans?
Yeah! Yes!
I will get a second one approved before I leave if it kills me. That's what I want. I get told no a lot too, so don't feel bad for all of your Halo hopes and dreams. Speaking of epic moments in Halo history.
Yes!
Some of us live camera.
Yes.
Some of us live in front of the camera.
And in all honesty, the biggest question on your mind is this character going to be in something like this, right? I would imagine. Kiki, what can you tell us about Showtime?
First, I can say the script shenanigans to try and figure out how Hamish survives and gets into the TV show. Has been
I gave you my notes at the start of this project, but whatever.
So,
Wooded notes. Why don't you tell the audience why he's called Hamish Beamish? Literally, they had a costume with the name Beamish on it laying around, and the wardrobe lady said the
deliberately
director
designed
says
for
he's
Frank.
gonna prank you.
with the name.
Yeah, so we then
Because at
had to
that
come
point,
up with
we
a
figured
backstory.
out he was Scottish.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
4 years
We
later.
can do lots of accents.
Now we had a little bit earlier. We had Steve Downs on,
We did.
Master Chief. We have actually talked a little bit about the Master Chief for the Showtime TV
Yes.
series. So
We do have a new Master Chief for the TV show, Pablo Schreiber. And I had to share this tweet because I'm literally putting some images together for this deck earlier today.
It's a real fresh tweet, by the way.
So we get this tweet, and we are so happy to be here. But I'm also so happy not being in Seattle right now is heartbreaking. So we get this tweet while we're here.
Tall, hot TV stars want to
He
hang
said
out.
hi.
That's what happens.
And
Like
like Pablo
every day.
Schreiber,
Yep.
the new Master Chief, we're looking very much forward to meeting him. It will not be in Seattle today because we are here where we would prefer.
Pablo, we would have totally hung out with you. Trust us.
I know you've seen
yeah.
it. Somebody will put it on the internet. Are
Yeah.
you guys excited to meet Pablo eventually?
Yes.
How tall is he?
dude.
Pablo, I
Oh,
believe is
drink
6'5".
of water, Like
Yep. He is
Yeah.
appropriate
Tall,
Spartan height.
He's
Um,
tall and muscular.
But legitimately, we're incredibly excited about Pablo. We do these sort of really deep Halo boot camps for anyone involved with the show. So we probably run, 40-some people already through the show. All of the key department heads, directors, line producer. We will do actors next. But for us, it's really critical that anyone involved with the show feels what it is to be part of the Halo family and be part of the Halo universe, right? It's not like, oh, go act this Halo part. It's, we want them to feel the responsibility that I think all of us feel, and all of you probably as fans feel, for making sure that we're upholding what this universe means to all of us.
I think the most exciting thing that happens daily is they ask about you guys. How is a fan going to feel about this?
Yep.
And that is the best commitment we could ever get from any partner is how do our fans feel. So.
Yeah.
Can we please show like a little production-y shot? Like a little, even just like a
Since I just admitted I was working on the deck earlier today. So these
You are the
some,
first people to see
Yeah,
this.
these are some shots. Well, we showed the internal studio a couple weeks ago. These are a few pictures I took out in Budapest. And it's props. We have, I think, now 8 3D machines.
Yeah, 3D printers. I'm
As opposed to 2D machines.
I
I'm
call
deep
them
in the
all
happy
flat
hour, my
fractions.
friends, at
Yeah.
this point.
It's just paper.
So you print in 3D.
Yeah, probably heard of it.
Yeah, so we literally have like 8 of these 3D printers. We have massive ones, little ones. The team is incredible, and they are so passionate about expressing Halo, but also sort of expressing this story. And so this is actually part of costume, part of prop, part of set decoration. It's an incredible effort, and I will say that everyone in Budapest, and frankly London and Toronto, because we have crews there as well, are incredibly passionate about delivering an amazing story to all of you. So that is the tiny sneak peek you get today.
Yeah.
We got you a little something.
Tiny.
Okay, so, right. I know.
Ryan, do you have some new news to show him?
I already said
split screen. Come on.
Look, I just clicked the button. Okay, that's all I do. You guys excited about Halo Infinite? Now, to completely set expectations, we're not talking about anything new for Halo Infinite today, but I do want to say that it has been absolutely incredible to see the response from things like the latest E3 trailer and last year's E3 trailer. We legitimately, actually our last all hands meeting, we played a huge compilation of fan reactions to the Infinite trailer. So there are, potentially some of you, especially for content creators, who are, your videos and reactions are getting seen to remind us as a studio, like why we do what we do, and also the responsibility there that we take really, really seriously. So thank you guys for being super, super passionate about our next project. So give yourselves a round of applause for driving that forward. Yay, helmet shot, yes. I'm skipping the trailer because you've seen it a bunch. Yep. And so we're going to open up, if you have a question, and I'm going to preface this right now, we're not answering, if you think, like, I wonder if they would, probably not.
I might give it
That's true.
It is happy hour.
Happy hour.
Yeah.
So you can shoot your shots if you want. I might.
But don't, like, is Halo going to have multiplayer, which, how many times has that happened now?
Is that confirmed?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. But we've got, everybody give it up for DJ Blue right here. Yeah. Woo! If you've got a question, come to the center aisle. We only have around 10 minutes or so, so expect that your question won't be gotten to. And if it does, it's a happy surprise.
I love Beast Cannon.
I do love
Is I Love Bees canon? It absolutely directly intersects with canon in a way that is real. It is canon.
Wow.
It contains, as you know, time travel, and therefore it's a little bit like an unreliable narrator in that sense.
Yep.
But it is more or less canon outside of things that change through the butterfly effect and so on. You know the time travel. Wow.
All right.
Go back in time and fix that.
What do we got?
All right. Just the only question I have for you guys for Frank and Kiki, because I remember a while back you guys were interviewed by Conan O'Brien, and I just want to know, did y'all enjoy having him meet you guys and talk about Halo, and will he be coming back eventually?
Better question is, did he enjoy it? And I think the answer is resounding yes.
I got a marriage proposal out of it.
Yeah. Asked to marry her
what?
and said I look like his fat Irish bartender, so I won't be going back
Yes.
to
Yeah.
Coco.
He's like, who's Danny Boy over here?
No, they were great. They're who they look like on TV. They're super funny. And them being in the game happened in that meeting.
Right.
Like with that.
The best part of it
Will he
is we
be-
actually
will he-
went not knowing we were supposed to be on camera.
we know we were gonna just
We
be
went
sitting
there
in a
to coach
boardroom
them on what they
talking.
could show of Halo
Yeah.
4 and what they couldn't.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, by the way, you're going to sit here.
Yeah, here's your
We're like,
makeup. And we're like, what? Yeah, so that was a surprise to all of us.
So,
Awesome.
So is he going to be a clerk, unarmed, doesn't know how to fight, doesn't know how to shoot a weapon again at some point in the future where
No,
anyone
you
can
mean
beat
he
him?
didn't then?
Right.
We don't know what's happened to those two characters since they stood by those crates doing nothing for a whole game.
Now we know the subject of our next novel.
And they are canonical now, as of this second.
Hi, I've been a Halo fan for a while, and I've had this question for a couple years. I was replaying CE. It might seem a little silly, but I'm just going to ask it anyway. When you're fleeing the Pillar of Autumn, and Cortana asks you, do you want to sit down? And Chief says, nah. And
Because you can't.
yeah, the second you start the next level, everyone else in the pod is dead. Is that just because the crash was so violent, or did Master Chief just pinball around the cabin and just snap everyone's necks?
This is a sound question.
This is where you find out why he's actually in cryo sleep. Is because he's very heavy and he's very unstable and a lot of mass. So you should. This is when you should decide what happened, like a good horror film where it's the thing that's in your imagination.
I'm mad that that's not what happened in The Flood now, which was the novelization of CE. Yeah, that would have been a better one. That's a good question though. That's quality.
And nothing to do with animation budget. Before.
I like how that's plagued you for years, by the way.
So another more question. I'm AJ Haven 93. So of the extended lore, the books, the side things, what's y'all's favorite? I personally love the audiobook of Human Weakness, read by Jen Taylor. What is your favorite bit, other than, Frankie, you've written?
I would never say my own stuff. Even though I'm obviously the most powerful character in the whole Halo canon. My favorite, so, full disclosure, Fall of Reach. Like, it's a very straightforward origin story. It's like what you need for a superhero. It's like, where does this superhero come from? What can I learn about him? And it's been such a sort of fruitful seedbed for the universe, and it was done in a really good way. It was like, okay, we built a lot of the stuff, and we thought about this stuff, and we communicated with Eric Nyland about what did that mean, what was this, and it was the best. It's the best kind of origin story. It was like, it's what we wanted it to be. And he did a great job putting it on paper 6 weeks before the game came out. So technically predates Halo.
Yeah. So super quickly, I agree. Yeah. Fall of Reach is what literally is that ended up being the hook for me. But the Ballad of Hamish Beamish
it's beautiful.
Is not to be dismissed as a fine work of literature. Hunt the Truth, which Frank actually was pretty creative on. Really did some different things for us, and I think that was really important for moving the story forward differently.
Yeah. Me, real quick, I'm going to go way back. I think this still counts. The original Halo graphic novel.
Right.
That was the first time that people at the studio, Lorraine McLeese, we had a lot of people that came from comic book industries, but that was a dream that started with one or two people at the studio in a world where licensing for Halo barely even existed, and it was just a passion project that was willed to happen with some amazing talent.
But some of our favorite artists and writers growing up, we got to work with some of the greats.
It was incredible.
All right,
being a part of
time
that.
check.
Yep.
All right.
We got two more. And Halo Renegades and Halo Silentium would be tie for me.
Woo! Silentium!
All right, we've got time. I'm being told for two more.
Yes.
So,
Which means
I did warn you ahead of time. That's right, make it really good.
Okay, on the topic of Halo Silentium and the Forerunner novels, because I'm personally a huge fan of those, I wanted to know, are there any plans? Oh, well, sorry.
And by that I mean really smart
This does not
sci-fi
count against your
person. Because my brain isn't good enough to deal
Are there any plans to reintroduce the character of Mendican Bias in anything?
Yes!
I support this.
I would think about what our studio is called and how important that decision was to us, and what that could mean in the future.
Sure. A lot of things are possible.
So, Hunt the Truth was actually just mentioned, and that's what my question was about. I was wondering, so the second season, like the first, was left on a little bit of a cliffhanger, and there were slight mentions about there being a third season. I was wondering if there's anything being looked at about that.
I would love to do that, and we'd have to figure out how to take people back to that moment, because it does finish on, a bunch of cliffhangers. There's a bunch of people in not great places at the end of that didn't deserve any of it, but we had such a great time working with that creative team, and we stay in touch with them, and we do have ideas about where that could go, but honestly, that was one of I think it was like I Love Bees, and it was just, this is a weird thing we're doing, how are we going to do it? Oh, we're going to do it because we all love it, and we're into the story, and we're just going to build it, and there are too many names to call out here, but I stood near it, and those people were amazing, and they were Halo fans, and they owned it, so.
Awesome. So that is all the time for questions that we have. By the way, we'll be we're out on the floor a lot, enjoying the same things
Keep
that
asking
you guys
us questions. You, Blue Shirt, Tron, just ask me a question later. I'll see you.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
shout it really loud.
Really quick. Cosplay contest. It's going to be right here, I believe, right? Right here on this base stage at 6 p.m., which is technically like 3 minutes.
Right.
Make sure you hang around because, I don't know about you, and it's a little biased, but I think that Halo cosplayers are the best, in any industry, any franchise. The dedication that they pour in to recreating elements of our universe and making it their own is second to none. So make sure you check out that going on right after this.
405th?
Yes, the 405th. If you want to say hi to us, our social media is right there. So if you didn't get your question answered right now, shoot it to us later on this afternoon. and we'll certainly always answer what we can and chat about things. We love doing that. And most importantly, thank you. Actually, that's second most important. On the count of 3, I want you guys all to say as loud and as passionately as you can, happy birthday, Kiki. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday, Kiki!
Let's give her an applause. But absolutely for real, thank you guys so much. Again, this would not be happening if it wasn't for you. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So thank you guys very much, and we will see you out on the floor.